Hi everyone, so today I have another storing photo cards video. I don't really have a ton of stuff to put away this time, so I figured I would also go through all of my binders and talk about all my collection goals and plans for next year, since this is going to be my last video of the year and my next video will be my updated collection video. So I figured it'd be like a good time to kind of talk about what my plans are for next year and what collections I might be downsizing a little bit and what I want to focus on next year. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with Blackpink. I do just have one postcard to put away for them, but they are like my biggest priority collection and the group I want to focus on the most next year. So I figured I would still like go into them first and talk a little bit more about that collection. So I'm going to go through both my Blackpink binders, but I'm just going to start off with the album photo cards binder. And I don't think I had in my last video, but I did get Lisa's Funko Pop and I also got the keychain, so I do have her keychain. No, right now I don't know if I'm gonna keep it in there, but for right now it's gonna be in there. And I'm pretty sure I uploaded my last video after their contract news finally came out, but I had already filmed that video, so it was like a little bit older. But they did announce that they re-signed with YG for group activities, but it seems like if not all of them are going to be doing solo stuff at like different companies, but only Jennie has announced plans with that in her own company. So I'm obviously going to keep collecting full group for Blackpink. It's definitely not something to stop for their solo stuff. I'm going to keep collecting everything only for Lisa, and then for the other members, I'm most likely going to at least like collect one version of each album, but I'm probably not going to collect everything for any of the other three members, just because I feel like it would be way too much with Lisa and like collecting Lisa and collecting full group for Blackpink for like Blackpink releases. And especially like because we don't know how often they're going to release at different companies for solo stuff, since hopefully whatever companies they're at for their solo stuff won't be as annoying as YG was and will actually like let them release music. So I am kind of gonna wait and see how all of that goes, because if they all release a lot of stuff and release stuff kind of close together, I might not get everything right away and I might like slowly work on stuff for the other members. But Lisa's solo stuff will like always kind of take priority, but I am still going to collect full group for regular Blackpink releases no matter what they end up doing for those. So they are supposed to have a comeback sometime next year, so I would like to finish Born Pink before then. I just need one Jennie photo card and then I have the photo cards finished. If I don't finish the postcards before they have a comeback, I'm not going to be upset with that. I just want to at least get that one last photo card. But the postcards definitely aren't as big of a priority, but it would be nice to have them finished by then. I do have this Rosé postcard, so I think I'm getting close to finishing Rosé and I'm close to finishing the gray version postcards. Again, I'm not gonna rush and try and finish this before they have a comeback, but I'd like to get it done. And I do think I'm gonna just not even try and collect two more Born Pink pops like I was planning. I think I'm just gonna stick to what I have for now. If Lisa ever does selfie pops for any release like Blackpink or solo, I will try and collect as many of those as I can. But when she does concept cards, I'm probably just gonna kind of collect what I want to collect. But yeah, so Blackpink, I'm really not planning on changing up this collection at all that, but I am thinking about maybe trying out one of the Meow Cafe A4 Plus binders for them instead of keeping them in this binder, because I definitely, no matter what, I'm going to need to get a new binder for them when they have a comeback. And once they start releasing solo stuff, I'm kind of going back and forth about whether or not I want to keep their solo stuff in the same binder as the Blackpink stuff. I might separate that, but I also feel like I'm going to end up with too many Blackpink binders if I do that, because I'm thinking about also maybe either getting another non-album binder or separating some of my Lisa stuff from the non-album binder. But I don't know. I'm going to worry about that once they start releasing more stuff. But mainly I am just thinking about switching them to one of the Meow Cafe binders. I have thought about maybe trying out the 8 pocket pages instead of the 9 pocket pages, but I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth on that because I don't want to buy the 8 pocket pages just in case I don't like them. But then I also do kind of want to see or test it out and see if I would like it, but I haven't made up my mind yet. Either way, I am most likely going to be filming another binder reorganization video after I finish my, or after I film my updated collection video at some point next month. So I'm gonna give myself like 2 weeks to think about it and then hopefully make up my mind. And that was everything for my album photo cards for Blackpink, but I'm gonna go through the non-album binder and kind of talk about some of my plans with that too. Okay, so for this binder, I am thinking about maybe taking out like Lisa's photo book stuff and like some of this other stuff that I have just her for, and then putting that in a separate binder and then having like all of the group stuff in another binder. But I'm really not sure yet. And I would like to try and get the last Lisa photo card from the show album, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it for a decent price. And I would honestly love to collect the selfie cards from the Born Pink Encore and Soul, but they're always so expensive when I see them, and I just don't want to pay a ridiculous amount of money for them, so I don't think I'm going to get those. And if they do another membership kit, I would definitely end up getting that. And like the 7th anniversary kit and like other stuff like that, I kind of just, if I feel like getting it, I get it, but if I don't want to get it, I won't end up getting it. In the same way, that's kind of the same thing for the Blackpink the game stuff. So they've released a lot more stuff for the game than I was expecting them to, and because of that, I've kind of been selective with what I've been getting for that. So I did get the OST because it did come with selfie cards, and the K-Time for You pre-order benefits were also selfie cards. So if they release stuff with selfie cards, I'll most likely get that. But some of the other stuff I probably won't be getting. It kind of all just depends on when they release stuff. And if there's like a bunch of other stuff coming out at the same time, because if there is, I probably won't end up getting it. I've always kind of just been selective with what I get for them for non-album stuff. And sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. But my other like main goal for Blackpink is to finally just get this last Lisa card from the girls OST. And I did also rearrange these pages because I was looking through my binder and just decided I didn't like the way I had it laid out before. So I did change that. Yeah, I really would like to get that last Lisa card and the last Born Pink card that I need. And then other than that, I'm just going to focus on getting some of the older stuff that I want for Lisa and kind of just getting what I do want for other non-album stuff for them. I don't know how much they'll be releasing now, but like they didn't do a group seasons readings and they just did the Rosé one, so we'll see. I obviously would like to try and get as much stuff as I can for Lisa and for like full group stuff, but yeah, I don't know. It kind of all just depends on what else is coming out at the same time and how much whatever they're putting out costs. So they are still going to be my main priority though, and like the collection that I focus on the most. And that was everything for Blackpink. So now I think I'm going to go through EXO really quick, even though I don't have anything to put away for them, but I do have some stuff that I want to do with that collection next year. So I'm going to go through and talk about that. So for EXO, I do think I'm going to make some changes. I'm not going to change anything for the statement stuff, but other than his Exist pop page, because I feel like as of right now, I just don't feel that motivated to collect his pops yet. Maybe now that he's in the military, it won't be doing anything it won't be releasing anything for like the next year. I might decide at some point that I want to start collecting his pops again. But for right now, I think I'm going to move him into my Stray Kids A5 binder and maybe just do like 4 cards, including his Digipack card. And then if I decide I want to pick up more of his pops while he's enlisted, I can work on that. But then other than that, I do really want to finish the SM Minis for Exist and then all the other album photo cards. The members have talked about a comeback next year a little bit, so if they do, I will most likely end up just collecting Suho for that. And I'm probably just going to collect like album cards. I'm not going to collect like pops or anything. And I might collect another member too, but as of right now, I'm kind of just thinking about just collecting Suho. And I would also really like to get this last Kai Mama card that I need, because it is his last card, not including the Exist cards that I need for him. And then the only other thing really, well, there's like 2 other things I wanted to talk about in this binder. So I've been going back and forth on what I want to do with Kai solo cards, because as much as I like love his solo music, I just don't really enjoy collecting his solo photo cards as much. And I'm still missing 1 card from his first album, 1 card from Peaches, and then 4 cards from Rover. and I honestly just don't feel motivated to get them. Because again, as much as I love his solo music, and it's probably like my favorite out of all the EXO solos, I just don't enjoy collecting his cards as much, or his solo cards as much. So I was kind of thinking about just keeping 3 cards from each release and then just having a full 9 pocket page. But then my problem is I really like the Peaches cards, and I don't think I want to get rid of any of them. So I don't know. I'll see what I decide to do. But yeah, I honestly, I don't know. If it wasn't for the Peaches cards, I feel like it'd be much easier for me to just be like, alright, I'm just gonna drop down to just 3 cards for each album. But I just really like the Peaches cards. So I don't know. I might still do it. I might like rearrange the cards and just have one 9 pocket page and then see if I like it and see what I want to do. But for right now, I'm gonna leave it, but I might end up dropping it at some point. And then I decided I am gonna stop trying to collect a few sets for all the other members, just because I never work on them. And instead of doing that, I kind of feel like I would rather start slowly collecting some of Suho's older cards. So my plan, I think right now, is to just like work like one album at a time on some of his cards and kind of slowly go back and collect them. And I do think I'm going to start off with Obsession. When I film my like next binder reorganization video, I think I'm going to separate Kai and Sehun's Obsession cards and kind of figure out a layout for all 3 of them. My one problem though is I don't know what I'm going to do about the Kinos, because I know Sehun and Kai's Kinos were kind of hard to find and they were expensive, and that was when Obsession came out. So I don't know how hard Suho's is going to be to find, and I don't know, because it'll be kind of hard too, because there is 7 cards for Obsession. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about those 2 cards, but I'll have to figure something out. I might just not collect his Kino card, because I honestly don't even know how expensive it would be. But yeah, that's probably gonna be my next plan with EXO. And then like, because I don't love the way I have them laid out with like Sehun's cards first and then all of Kai's cards. So I think like if I collect a 3rd member, I'll end up liking the layout a little more, and I feel like it'll work better. But I do just want to work on like one album at a time. I will have to figure out what I'm going to do with Don't Fight the Feeling, because obviously Soho wasn't there for that. Yeah, but we'll see. At some point in the new year, I'm going to start working on that. I think probably after Obsession, I'll probably do Don't Fight the Feeling, because like those are 2 of my favorite EXO albums. And then again, Don't Fight the Feeling has 4, or Don't Mess My Tempo has 4 cards, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that extra set of cards. I feel like I have to figure it out. Maybe like, then because Love Shot only has 2 cards, so I could just eventually collect Love Shot and combine it with that. I don't know, we'll see. It's definitely not something that I'm going to work on and try and finish right away. It's just something I'm going to work on slowly. But that is my plan for right now for EXO. Now I'm going to go into Stray Kids, and I'm actually going to have some cards to put away, because I've been filming for over 18 minutes now and haven't put a single card away. Wait. So for Stray Kids, I do have stuff to put away for a few different albums, and I actually have the last Chan card I needed from Accident. I randomly like went to Target and saw that they had a copy of the Heart version of Accident, which was the last version of the album that I was missing. So of course, like I ended up buying it, and my pulls for that album were kind of crazy. So I pulled the last Chan card that I needed, and then all the other cards that I pulled were cards that I didn't already have. So I pulled this Changbin that I didn't have, this Jisung sticker, and Hyunjin's pre-order card and postcard, and then Sungwin's Target card, which literally were all like brand new cards. So I'm so glad I ended up buying that album, because like the pulls were so lucky. So now I'm finally finished with Accident, but of course now that I'm finished with it, I'm thinking about maybe collecting all 8 of the Target exclusive cards from Accident, because I am now only missing 2 of them. So I just need Changbin and Jisung. So I feel like I might as well just collect them at this point. And because like I am going to be changing up what I'm collecting for Rockstar again, so I'm going to be collecting less for Rockstar. So I feel like maybe I could just go ahead and collect like the last 2 cards I need to have the full set of Target Pops for the Target cards from accident. And then next I do have Jisung's Target card for 5-star. So I finally have that page done. So I am still missing one Jian card and one Felix card. So the only albums that I'm still missing cards for them other than Rockstar obviously are 5-star and Ordinary. Everything else, which is just No Easy and Christmas Evil, are done. And at this point, I don't think I'm going to go back and collect any older albums yet. I would like to at some point, but as of right now, it's just not something I'm planning on doing. So I'd like to just focus on finishing every album that's in this binder so far, and then keeping up with whatever they end up releasing next year. And then for Rockstar, I did change what I'm collecting for like the 10th time. But honestly, just like, not to like overshare about my personal life, but November was just like a really rough month for me. And like on the day of the Stray Kids comeback, I ended up finding out like, I ended up getting some like really unexpected work related news, and it kind of like threw off the first half of the month for me, and I was getting like adjusting to a bunch of different changes at work. And then towards the end of the month, I very unexpectedly ended up losing my dog. And I'm not gonna lie, like that was just very difficult, and it ended up I was kind of like a mess for like 2 weeks, and collecting just wasn't really something I was thinking about. It wasn't like my main priority, and like by the time I kind of felt like I was in a little better of a place emotionally, I kind of just like had a moment where I was like, I'm just gonna go through all my binders, kind of decide what I want to collect and what I don't want to collect at this moment, because anything that I don't collect, I don't want to collect, or anything like I feel like unsure about, I'm just gonna drop it and not add like extra stress when I at a place where I don't feel like I need it. So I don't know, it was like all of that stuff happening kind of just like had me in a weird place, and it's like affected the way I was thinking about collecting for like a few weeks. And now that I'm like feeling a little better, I'm like thinking about what I do want to collect and what I don't want to collect, and I feel like I just took on too much stuff for Rockstar, and now I'm just kind of gonna make it a little easier on myself and not collect a ton of stuff. So I'm not gonna be, I originally had pre-ordered all 8 of the postcard versions, and I was gonna get them with the Soundwave Pops, but then for one thing, my albums were taking forever to come, and then with everything else I had going on in November, I was just like, I don't think I want to collect the postcard versions anymore. It's just like way too much. So I ended up just canceling that order and decided I'm not gonna collect all of the members for the postcard versions. So I'm gonna have to rearrange this now. Honestly, just like the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I don't know, especially because I haven't finished the 5-star digipack cards. I was like, I don't know if I really want to collect the postcard versions that much. And like the more I thought about it, I was like, I feel like it would just be much easier for me to just stick to collecting 2 members mainly for this album. So I feel good about that decision now. If I ever want to go back and collect the other members for those cards, obviously I can. But I am still going to collect obviously the whole 8 members for the platform version, because you get all 8 members in that version. And then I also have like the cards that I also have the set of cards for all the members, so I feel like I'm happy with that. And again, like if I hadn't had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life that kind of had me like feeling like I was spiraling basically for most of November and December, I might have wanted to collect it, but I just had way too much going on, and for a while, like I said, collecting just wasn't the thing I was mainly like, that was my biggest priority for a little bit. And I don't feel like trying to catch up on, and I just don't feel like adding more stuff to collect if I don't want to collect it. Right, so I did buy the platform version. I just still haven't gotten that album yet, so hopefully by the time I film my next running video, I'll have it. And then since I am not collecting all 8 members for the postcard versions, I'm gonna have to rearrange this page yet again. And I did finally buy the headliner version still need both Chan and Felix for that because I did pull Jisung in mine, and I'm honestly the most worried about trying to find those cards. So put the double-sided cards at the top of this page, and then the target cards in the middle, which do have Felix's down. And then I'll put the headliner versions at the bottom. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the postcard version cards and the other set of the regular album cards on the next page. So I did end up buying both Felix and Chan's postcard versions, and then for Felix's version I got his pop card and Lino for the other card, and then in Chan's I got both of Ian's cards. So I still need both of their postcard version cards, like the regular ones, and then both of their, but I have both of them for the pop, and then I need both of their, yeah, I just need both of their regular postcard version cards. So I'm gonna put the pops at the bottom. I'm gonna do the regular postcard version cards in the middle, and then the other regular photo book versions at the top. So then I just need both of their headliner versions. I do actually have Felix's other photo book version on the way. I just didn't get it in time for this video. Then I need both of their postcard versions. So I really don't have that much more for Rockstar that I need, which honestly I feel like really good about where I'm at with this collection now. And I do like that I at least still will have 2 full group sets, and I kind of would like to go back and collect at least 1 full group set for each release. Obviously I have 4 for 5-star, and then for Maxident I'm probably going to collect all 8 of the Target cards, and then for Ordinary I have all 8 members for this set of cards. I don't have a full set for Christmas Evil, and then for Noisy I have the limited set, so I would just need something for Christmas Evil, which I don't know what I would do for that, or if I even want to collect a full group set for that album, but we'll see. Maybe at some point I'll try and do it. And then I'm just going to put away the cards that I have for the other members. I'm going to have to do a little bit of rearranging just because I do have Maxton cards that I wasn't expecting to get. I feel like it would make more sense to just set up for the Target cards now, but I'm not going to do that because I need 2 of the other cards from my other binder, and I don't want to like go in there and take those out and then come back in this binder, so I'll just do it in my next binder reorganization video. I've got that Calvin card. I honestly don't think I'm going to put the stickers back in here because I feel like they're kind of just taking up space in here. And then that actually worked out perfectly because I just had 3 less cards to put away. And then now I just have all my extra album pulls, so I have Vino postcard version, Jason postcard version, and his headliner version. I'll just put the 2 and cards right there. So that is everything for this binder. So yeah, I think my main goals for the new year are just going to be finishing every album that's currently in this binder and keeping up with all of their comebacks that they end up having next year, and then also trying to collect the full group set of Accident Target cards. And then if I have time at any point, maybe I'll go back and collect some of the older albums, but as of right now, I'm not gonna worry about that. And I actually forgot I had some other bigger inclusions to put away. Yeah, I don't want to worry too much about older stuff right now, but at some point I would like to try and collect some older stuff. So then in that extra copy of Accident that I bought, I ended up pulling Hyunjin's Polaroid and postcard set, so I think I'm going to switch these out for a 3 pocket page and put all 4 of the ones I have in here, because I did also have the iron one, but I just never put it away. And I think I'm going to put China Felix at the bottom, since they're the 2 members I collect, and then I'm gonna put the other 2 I have at the top. There's those, and then I also pulled Felix's mini poster, which for now I'm just gonna stick that in a 1 pocket page. But I would like to get different sleeves for these at some point. And now that I have Felix's, I kind of would like to get Chan's too. Okay, so I'm just gonna stick it just in here for right now, and then hopefully I'll like put a white paper behind that later or something. And then that was everything for this Stray Kids binder. Okay, so for this binder, I have this Felix 5-star pop to put away, which honestly is gonna kind of throw off my whole layout in here. I wasn't really planning on collecting any of his 5-star cards, and now I have this set. So I come up with an idea and I already forgot what I was planning on doing, but I am gonna have to take out the Target cards at some point, because I'm going to be collecting full group for those. So I think I'm going to move this set onto this page for right now, and then I'm just going to leave that like that for right now, and then just put that extra Felix right there. Then maybe move that there. I will at least need to get one other Chan 5-star pop to put there. And I honestly don't think at this current moment I'm going to collect any of the Rockstar pops, just because, again, I had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life in November, and it just was not a priority. And at this point, I don't know that I want to go back and collect anything else that I don't need to collect. So maybe at some point I'll feel up to doing that, but right now I don't think I'm going to. So I think I'm just gonna leave it like this for now, and then I'll probably end up reorganizing this binder at some point, especially because I'm gonna be moving these Target cards out of here, which I think right now I'm gonna stick them on the back of here, and then I'm gonna stick them on the back of that page, and then I'll move this empty page to the back later. But yeah, I think that works for now. And I am going to be making a page in here for Sehun's Exist pops, but I don't need to set that up or anything. Yeah, that is everything for this binder. I'm going to go through my other A4 binder or my other A5 binder real quick. So So I don't have any stuff to put away for Espa, and I don't really have like any big plans for the collection next year or anything. I would just like to get the last My World card I need, and then figure out what I'm doing with drama. I haven't gotten any of the other cards that I need yet, and honestly just hasn't been a priority at the moment. I would like to get around to getting these cards at some point, but I only need 3 other cards, so it's not like I have a ton of stuff. And then J1 cards are in my other girl group binder, and not in this one obviously, but I'm kind of thinking I'll probably talk more about that once I get into that binder, but I'm thinking about maybe downsizing Le Sserafim and maybe just collecting them like I collect Espa and do 2 J1 cards and 2 unit cards for each release, but I haven't really decided yet. I might kind of wait and see how I feel with their next comeback. And I'm also going to be moving my Somi cards in here, but I will again probably talk about that once I go through the next binder. I figured I would just also flip through this binder real quick. Right, and then this is the last binder I have that I'm going to go through, which is my like Dreamcatcher and other random girl group cards, which I do think I'm going to take out every group that isn't Dreamcatcher and move them to a different binder, just because this binder is already so full. And with Dreamcatcher, I feel like I've gone back and forth so much with this collection, and it's not because I don't like collecting them. It's just like I feel like I'm always kind of going through a crisis of what I do want to collect and what I don't want to collect for them. I do think I'm not at this point planning on dropping anything from like older releases, but I do kind of think I might get rid of some of the Road to Utopia concept cards because I just don't like those as much. But other than that, everything except for Apocalypse From Us is going to stay the same, because I honestly just have realized I don't really like these cards. I really like the album, but for some reason I'm just not a fan of these cards. So I think I'm going to consider this album finished, and I'm going to move this QR card. I'm going to move the QR card for Yuhyun out of here, and then I think I'm just going to move these other cards onto the back of this page for now, just because I really have no intentions of collecting any of the other cards for this album at this point, just because again I don't really like the cards that much, and I feel like if I don't have any desire to find like the last 2 cards I need, there's really no point in me doing it. So I'm just not going to, and I'm going to consider this album done. Like, all that being said, I do actually really love the villains cards. I just, for some reason, Apocalypse From Us just has, like, I don't want to say some of my least favorite cards for them, but they're just, like, not my favorite. And when I was, like, thinking about it and was going through, like, what I do and don't want to collect for each group, that was, like, one thing. I was just really, like, I don't feel like finishing this album, so what's the point in me, like, forcing myself to? Right now I'm going to go into the stuff for their most recent comeback, Villains. So I only have 3 cards for GU and Yuhyun. So I only pulled 1 GU card and then 1 Yuhyun card, but then I did buy one for other cards. I bought my albums from My Music Taste when they were doing like the round 2 fan sign. And I was really hoping I was just going to end up pulling GU and Yuhyun for the fan sign cards, but I didn't end up pulling either of them, unfortunately. So I was originally planning on collecting those cards for them because I was really hoping I would just get them, but because I didn't get them, I don't think I'm gonna try and buy them because I honestly just don't really want to. So I think what I'm gonna do is collect all of the normal version selfie cards and 3 of the platform version selfie cards, and then I'll just have 2 pages for them. So there is a chance I could end up changing my mind again, but hopefully I won't. So I'm gonna have 2 sets of the platform version cards and a set of the normal version cards on this first page. And I did buy GU's platform version. I'm just waiting for it to ship, and I'll try and get Yuhyun's at some point. I'm gonna have the part where they're holding the flowers in the middle, and then the normal version heart cards up here. So for Dreamcatcher, I'm not collecting the limited cards anymore, but I am still going to buy the limited albums. And I'm not going to collect concept cards anymore because I honestly have realized I just don't really like collecting concept cards for them. And there's no point in making myself collect them if I don't want to. Because like the last few releases, I just really haven't wanted to get the concept cards. So I'm not going to be trying to get them anymore. And then I also decided, since they are one of the groups that I have a really hard time getting rid of cards for the members that I'm not collecting. So I already had like a page of 6 Xian cards because I do keep the cards I pull for her. So I'm gonna just keep holding on to whatever cards I pull for her, which I did get her MMT card and one of her limited version concept cards. So I'm just gonna stick these on the back of this page for right now instead of getting a new page for her. But I am also going to be keeping 3 cards for each of the other members, so that way I hopefully will hold on to less of their cards, because I have a really hard time getting rid of cards for members that I'm not collecting for them. So I'm hoping if I just allow myself to keep 3 cards that I'll stop holding on to extra cards that I don't need. So like each release, if I pull one of the other members and I really like the card, I'll just have to swap it out for one of the other cards that I have in here for them. So for Sua, I'm keeping this Road to Utopia pop. I can't remember what store this is from. And then I have a Summer Holiday pop, which I think this one was K-Town for You. And then I have this card that I pulled for Villains for her. So I think for like most of the members, I have at least one pop that I'm keeping. But I feel like this is a nice way to have stuff for the other members, while also trying to keep myself from just holding on the extra cards that I don't need. And for Handle, I haven't decided exactly which cards I want to keep yet. I did like pull out 4 cards that I have as an option. I did pull 2 of her heart cards. One was, I think this was limited, and this was from the normal version from Villains, just because I kind of like those. And I have the MMT pop for her. And then this was a platform version from Apocalypse Save Us. And then this was a Road to Utopia card. So I think I'm going to do this card. And then I might do just the 2 heart cards, just so she kind of completes the heart, even though they don't really line up. But I can always switch that out if I want. And then for Dami, I have 4 options for her, just because I did pull this limited concept card from Villains, and I don't, since I'm not collecting concept cards for the members I do collect, but I did just really like this card. But I'm definitely keeping this Summer Holiday card for her. I'm gonna put that one away. And I have this Apocalypse from Us, and then I also got her MMT pop for Villains. I honestly think I'm gonna do these 2 cards, even though one is, wait, no, I'll do this one, so it's 3 different albums. Even though that one is a concept card, I just feel like it's a really pretty card of hers. And then for Gahyun, I do have 2 Summer Holiday cards, but I love both of these cards, and I really love her red hair, so I decided to do those. And I also have this for the Utopia pop, so I'm gonna put that first. I'm gonna do this card in the middle and that card on the end. So then I have just 2 pages for all the other members, and if I end up pulling another card that I like more, one of the cards I have here, then I can just go ahead and switch it out. But I'm really hoping that now, because each member has like kind of their own section in here, that I won't keep all the cards that I pull for everybody, because I really don't need to be keeping more. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go through really quickly and talk about all my plans for the other groups in this binder. So I do think I'm gonna downsize Le Sserafim just a little bit, just because again, I need one more card to finish Unforgiven, and I just don't feel like buying that card. So I feel like it's a sign that I just kind of need to either drop the collection or downsize it a little bit. So I haven't decided exactly what I'm doing, but it is something I'm thinking about doing. Red Velvet, I just have cards that I'm keeping for albums that I still have, which I am not making any changes to that, but I do think I'm going to move them into a different binder. I just don't know what binder yet. And then the same for WJSN. I might go back and start collecting them again at some point. I'm not planning on it right now. And then Somi, I am going to move into the A5 binder with Espa. And then Chang'e and Sunmi, I'm probably going to move them into whatever binder I move Red Velvet and WJSN into. Right then, that was it for this video. Like I said, my next video will be sometime within like the first week of January, and it'll be my updated collection video, and then after that I'll do another reorganizing video. All right, that was everything for right now. Thank you for watching. Bye.